Have you ever thought, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do this business, or this company is going to be the death of me? If so, let me give you a little advice. Welcome to another 3-Minute Thursday. 3-Minute Thursdays is my web series where I share with you the lessons that I've learned over 15 years of being in the security guard industry, doing everything from walking fence lines to politely stalking customers to collect on past due invoices. Today, I'll be talking about the 4 things that drove me crazy when I was managing my security guard company. Now, this might be a long one, but let's start the timer anyway. Before I started my security guard company with my father, I worked in marketing research. Consequently, I worked with a lot of software and data. So you can imagine that it was a little bit of a culture shock when I found out there wasn't much software or anything else that made my job much easier. Looking back over those years, there were really 4 things that made my job hard. One was HR related, and the other 3 were more operational. The first challenge was finding good officers. It took me a couple of years to figure out the solution to that one. Much of that solution revolved around a strategy that I called continuous interviewing. You can read more about that strategy by clicking this link. Oh, I never know which side the link. Not having enough good officers forces you into making some really bad hiring decisions that will cost you big time in the long run. So first piece of advice is interview early and often. The next 3 challenges I'll summarize like this: communications, accountability, and attendance. Effective communications between your officers and your clients is paramount in building good relationships with your clients. Much of that communication revolves around the information that your officers are providing to your customers in the form of reports. If your clients have to wait hours or days to get a report that is illegible or incomprehensible, then you are failing your clients, and you're probably getting phone calls from upset customers asking, "Where's my report?" Accountability. So what do I mean by accountability? You probably already know. To me, accountability meant, how do I hold my officers accountable for doing their jobs at 2 a.m. in the morning so I didn't have to worry about getting a text message from my customer with a picture of my security officer asleep. Yeah, that happened. Back then, to hold officers accountable, that meant sitting in my car outside of a post, making sure the officer was there, or sneaking into the building to monitor them without them knowing. There are so many more productive ways to spend that time. Attendance. Because you send your officers out to your client locations, how do you ensure that they are actually on site? I personally lost a contract because an officer told me that he was at work, which I relayed to my customer, when in fact the officer was still on the bus trying to get to work. And on top of that craziness, collecting timesheets and tabulating payroll was an incredibly onerous task. Ugh. So how do you solve those challenges? The answer is actually pretty simple. Invest in software that fixes those problems. That software can be OfficerReports.com or some other platform. Whatever it is, trust me, just do it. As I said at the beginning of this video, I want to share the lessons that I learned the hard way to help make your job easier. In fact, making your job easier is the reason that I started Officer Reports, and the reason that I share so much of my experience through our YouTube channel and our blog. When I started my security guard company, there weren't any of those resources. So I guess this is my way of giving back to an industry that I call home. So hopefully this video will help provide you some sanity. If you enjoyed the video or you can relate to the pain, please click the like button below. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe because you would really be helping me out. Thanks everybody. See you next week and stay safe.